Here's to hoping that you can see this. See, when you open it up, see the texture? Can you see this? I hope you can see it. See the consistency of it? Like, look at that. That looks like actual gluten dough. Like, that's crazy. I hope you can see this. Can you see this? Ah, I dropped one. Here, go ahead. So that's crazy. Can you see this? I want to make sure you can see this. Now, let's open up our bread and see what that looks like. Wow. I don't want to break it apart too much. But do you see that? Like, look. That's awesome. That's like actual bread right there, but it's gluten-free and it's vegan. Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of The Heathen Vegan. As always, I am so happy that you all are here and that you're joining me again for another video. For those of you that are new to the channel, I want to say hi and welcome, and I hope you guys end up sticking around, and I hope you guys end up becoming subscribers. I'm really super excited to share today's recipe with you. It's a gluten-free vegan pizza dough. The reason why I'm so excited about this is like a really quick backstory. I'm going to try not to make this too long or too in-depth. I have a lot of digestive issues, so there's a lot of things that I can and cannot digest very well. I'm not going to get into detail about that, don't worry. I won't put the long, violent sob story going in. But to make a long story short, before that happened, bread was one of my favorite things to eat. Good, crispy, hearty bread that you can just tear apart and eat like that. Maybe put some butter on it, or make a sandwich out of. You know, even like good pizza dough, like the Sicilian pizza that you get from the Italian bakeries. Like, I was all about it all the time. And unfortunately, I just can't do that anymore. So for like the last 2 years, I've been a vegan, guys, for the past almost 25, but gluten-free the past, I think, 5 to 7 years off and on. The last 2 years, very strictly gluten-free because I had to be. So, let's get on with this. So, I've tried a lot of different companies. I've tried a lot of different brands of gluten-free, vegan pizza crust, bread, and this and that, and blah, blah, blah. And some of them are okay, some of them not are okay. But, yeah, I discovered this, I invented this, and it tastes fantastic. Like, it's pretty much out of this world, all the things. It resembles in consistency and texture regular gluten dough. Goliath! Regular gluten dough. It tastes like it. So, I'm really super excited. Let's get on with the video. Start out with 1 1/4 cups of warm water, 1 1/2 teaspoons of sugar, and then you're going to want a packet of rapid rise yeast. You're going to put all that in a bowl. You're going to let it set for about 10 minutes. Even though this says rapid rise, I still like to let it sit for a little bit. I usually turn the timer on in my oven, and then I get the rest of my ingredients ready. You're also going to need 1 egg. I'm using Bob's Egg Replacer, and I'm using Bob's Egg Replacer because of its thick consistency. I find that that's going to be, I think it's going to be a good binding agent for the rest of this. From my last time when I tried this, it really was a good binding agent, and it really did help this dough stick together well. You're also going to need a 1/4 cup of olive oil. You're going to need a 1/4 cup of tapioca starch. Now, with tapioca starch, I recommend that you use it. You could use cornstarch, but they do give different textures. Not so much different flavors, but they do give different textures. Tapioca flour, tapioca starch, if you go to the grocery store, doesn't matter if it says starch or flour, it's the same exact thing, but I would recommend using the tapioca starch. You're also going to need a 1/2 teaspoon each of baking soda and baking powder, and then you're going to need 2 3/4 cup of flour. I use Bob's 1-to-1 baking flour that has the exam gum in it. And then you're going to need, this is roughly about a teaspoon to a teaspoon and a half. This is roughly about a teaspoon to a teaspoon and a half. Oh my God. This is roughly a teaspoon to about a teaspoon and a half of salt and pepper, garlic and onion powder, and then cilantro, oregano, and parsley leaves. Dried parsley. So what I like to do when I do this is, once this is ready to go, I'm gonna put in all my liquid ingredients first. My olive oil, my egg. I had some technical difficulties. I started off with my olive oil, and then I'm gonna put in my egg. I'm also gonna put in the rest of my olive oil because I miss them. And then I'm gonna put in my baking soda and baking powder, my tapioca, starch, my seasonings, and then I'm gonna put in my flour mixture. So I'm gonna start with my spatula just to mix these guys up. As I start to mix this up, it's gonna start to get a little bit thicker, where I'm gonna need to use my hands. And then after this is mixed and it's kneaded, you don't want to over knead it and you don't want to under knead it, because then you might have a dough that isn't that great. But you can tell once it's done being kneaded, it will have a nice smooth surface to it. I'm not gonna make pizza today because the fact I made it the other day. I'm gonna make pizza bites, and then I'm just gonna freeze them for my son and I to have for snacks. I'll show you how to make pizza bites, but I'm mentioning that because I wanted to let you know a couple of important key factors when it comes to making the pizza dough. So once this has a chance to rest a little bit, what you're gonna do is, first of all, because it's not a gluten-based flour, you're not gonna need to roll this out. You should just like kind of like spread it out with your hands as you go along your pizza pan. Another thing is, because of the fact that this is kind of on the thick side, and I guess depending on the pizza pan that you use, you definitely should par bake this for a little bit. And when you par bake it, you can either brush it with some vegan butter, or you can brush it with with some olive oil. The choice is up to you, but definitely par bake it. When I cooked this the last time, I had my oven preheated to 420. After I get this together and I let this sit and rest for a little bit, I'm gonna get my ingredients ready for my pizza bites. I think I'm gonna make mozzarella and bacon pizza bites. My son really likes vegetarian bacon, so we'll go with that. This is looking just about worked. So I'm gonna let this rest for a little bit. It looks good. There's a nice elasticity to it. It's a little bit sticky. I'm not too sure why it's sticky. It wasn't sticky the last time I made it, so. But we're gonna see what happens. You're gonna follow along with me and make the pizza bites. I'll walk you through real quick what I'm gonna use for ingredients. You can use whatever you'd like. I'm gonna use vegetarian Light Life's vegetarian bacon, and I'm using this because it's my son's favorite bacon. And this is mostly gonna be a snack for him. I'm also gonna use this right here. It's from Follow Your Heart. They're one of my favorite vegan, gluten-free vegan brands to use. This is gourmet mozzarella. It's 84% organic. I'm assuming the rest of it is verified non-GMO. But anyway, I just took a potato peeler and I sliced the block till I got these slices right here. I have them like this because I didn't know if they'd melt together, and I didn't want them to get stuck together. I also have a mini muffin pan. I've already sprayed it with canola oil. And then I have over here some melted vegan butter, along with my brush so I can brush it when I'm ready. I have some flour for dusting, and then I have my dough. Now, if you're gonna make the pizza, remember, when you spread out your dough and then you put it on your pizza, if you're using a square pan or a round pan, to definitely par bake it for, I'm gonna say, at least 10-15 minutes, and make sure you check it too, especially because you should definitely brush it with either olive oil or butter, and make sure that it's not getting burnt, because that would defeat the whole purpose. So this is actually my first time making the pizza bites. I'm gonna hope that this goes well. What I'm gonna start with is I'm gonna I'm gonna put some flour on my counter here. I'm gonna grab a little bit of dough. Just gonna spread it out. Then I'm gonna put it in my little mini muffin pan. I'm gonna break off a piece of my mozzarella. And these are gonna be bite-sized, and that's great too. A little bit of my bacon, and then another piece of mozzarella. I'm gonna put it in there. And then I'm just gonna gently fold this over the top. And after I fold it, what I am gonna do is I'm gonna turn it around. And probably halfway through the baking, once I think these are almost done, I will go and probably sprinkle like some vegan Parmesan cheese on there. So I'm gonna get done doing this. Well, let's do it again. So again, a little bit of your flour mixture. I'm gonna say probably about, I don't know, maybe like a rounded tablespoon. Spread it out a little bit. Get it in your pan. Gently press it down. Take a piece of your cheese. Take a piece of your bacon. Put the rest of your cheese in there. Fold it up. And then flip it over. Oh, it's looking so pretty. Okay. And I'm just gonna keep on doing this until I have until I have my pan full. I've gotten all of my little mini muffins. I've gotten all my little mini muffin containers full. I do have some leftover bread, some leftover dough from this, so I'm gonna So I'm gonna go and make a little small bread out of this, just to see like what the layer and the consistency and the texture of this will be. I've discovered a couple of things. I discovered that I should definitely invest in an apron. I've also discovered, because of the fact that I don't normally use like spray oil, that I had sprayed too much canola oil into my mini muffin pans. So it was good that I decided to flip these guys over before I actually just put them in the oven, because now they have a layer of canola oil on top of them and a layer of canola oil in the little pots themselves. So I'm gonna hold off on actually brushing these guys. Oh my god. So I'm gonna hold off on actually brushing these guys with the butter until they've been in the oven for about maybe 5 to 7 minutes. And now, I have not made this particular recipe yet, these pizza bites. This is my first time doing it. I'm not too sure what the cooking amount of time is going to be on this, so if you are following along with me and making this exact recipe, I guess we're going to find out together. So before I actually put these in the oven, I do want to get the rest of this dough just prepped and ready so that it can bake with the pizza bites. I'm pretty sure that the pizza bites are probably going to, they're probably going to cook a little bit quicker than this guy will. I think maybe I'll try putting it into a little loaf, little mini loaf, and see what happens. This guy I am going to brush on the baking sheet. And then I'll keep an eye on it, and hopefully it comes out good. I hope it comes out good. I'm really excited that this is like this, so hopefully it all comes out good. Alright, let's get this into our oven, and then let's see what we get. My pizza bites took approximately about half an hour to cook. I have them on the baker's rack right now, cooling off. You can see my little cute loaf of bread right there. So as soon as these guys are cooled off, I'm going to put them on a plate and cut it open and see what it looks like. They look fantastic though. I'm really excited about this recipe. I hope that you guys are too. I hope that you get to try the pizza dough recipe. It did. It came out really, really good. Alright, let these little guys cool off, and then we'll see what they look like on the plate. Alright guys, here they are, our gluten-free vegan pizza dough bites. Some of them I decided to melt some Parmesan cheese on, and some of them I just decided to leave the way they are. In the middle is some homemade marinara. I had some left over from when I made the pizza the other day. Over there is our little mini bread loaf. Oh, it's so cute. As always, my friends, thanks so much for tuning in. and being a part of my channel. I hope that you guys like this episode. If you have, please leave a like. If you'd like to see more of my online gluten-free vegan cooking and baking, please subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to make contact, you can always comment down below. Until next time, my friends, have a great day, and as always, thank you for tuning in. Talk to you soon, guys.